What's up? Welcome to the second episode of 6 Days. Today we're going to discuss parenting, or I'm going to discuss parenting. Some of the stuff will cross over into the next video, which will be about people that are offended. Because you teach that to your children, and then your children grow up and they're even worse about it. Parenting's not easy. I love being a parent. I hate the fact that both my kids are grown and moved out. Fortunately, we have our granddaughter that we watch for my daughter while she's at work, so that helps keep us from getting that empty nest syndrome. It's a huge responsibility, and there's no one correct way to do it. I'm going to go from my perspective and the way me and my wife did it, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You're probably one of those parents that are raising victims. Those of you that keep your kids too sheltered, you do what you want to do, what you feel is right. I mean, I'm sure you have your child's best interest at heart, but you're not doing them any favors by protecting them from everything, like language or shit like that. You know, a lot of people will tell us, or told us when our kids were little, I can't believe you let them watch that. We sit and watch everything our kids watch. Those of you that use TV as a babysitter, like put on whatever and let your kids go, or the internet and let your kids go, that's fucking dumb. It befuddles me, especially when people tell me that we shouldn't let our children watch it. We take the time to let our kids know. Oh wait, pause. Both of our kids are above average intelligent. We never let anyone do baby talk to them. Those of you that think it's cute, you're slowing your child's development down. You can tell me I'm wrong all you want. I know for a fact that does slow them down. Both my kids, from early on when they first learned to speak, could carry on an intelligent conversation with you because we didn't allow people to do that. But we watch what our kids watch. We listen to what they listen to. We would explain different things. Now, when I say about letting them watch whatever, we did not let them watch graphic violence that could cause a nightmare. That doesn't mean we excluded all violence. And we didn't let them watch graphic sex or nudity when they were younger, until my daughter pointed out one day that, because I knew it, we were watching a movie, I knew a nude scene was coming up, and I told them to close their eyes, and she pointed out, you know, I've been thinking about that. I have a pair and I can look down and see them anytime I want. Why do I have to close my eyes? And I was like, well, I can't fucking argue with that. So, but we still didn't let them watch graphic sex scenes, but nudity got to be out there. Maybe younger than some, but older than a lot. But if someone died, we'd explain to them, that person got up when the scene was over. That's acting. But if you did that in real life, the person's most likely going to die, and there's no getting up from that. We took the time to explain things to them. There were some things about me that I told them I would explain when they got older, which was my being a drug addict during the 80s, my being an alcoholic. There's some things that they didn't need to know. They didn't need that dumped on them until they were older and could process it better. But we were very open with our kids. When they asked us questions, we did everything we could to answer it honestly. Excuse me. You're not doing your child any favors, because if you don't answer that question, they're going to go find somebody that will answer it for them. And it may not be the correct answer or answered in a way that would probably benefit them better, especially if they have to ask their friends. My daughter's friends would ask me questions, not like all the time, but because I just tell them. I mean, there's something, I didn't cross lines, but one in particular, one of her friends asked me about gays, and How come some are like with women? So she specifically asked me about women, why some are more manly than others, and which roles they take. And once I explained it to her, it made sense, and she said that was not at all what her mom had told her. So I don't feel I crossed the line by explaining that to her. Language, you need to take that opportunity to explain to your children that you can tell this is all done in one take because this is driving me crazy knowing I've stuttered and a few times. Language, you need to teach your children that's just the way some people talk. We don't talk that way if you don't talk that way. I do. I have literally cussed my entire life. As long as I've spoken audible words, I've cussed. Got beatings over it, drank gallons of soap, tons of soap. It didn't stop me because that's who I am. That's how I talk. And I don't care what your opinion is of it. That's how I talk. You talk your way, I'll talk my way. And I'm actually trying hard not to cuss as much in these videos, or this video particularly, because I'm going to see if that has anything to do with the impact of how many people watch them and blah, blah, blah. Because I am trying to actually build an audience and followers. But a lot of people, this is going to be one of the tie over things. Right now, Tom Segura, a comedian, has gotten death threats over jokes he made about Louisiana. He has a guy who started a petition who didn't even watch the special. One of his friends watched it and told him. Tom was saying how we can't say retarded anymore, which the way most of us use retarded has nothing to do with an individual. If you said, hey, Bob, let's take regular paper flying kites and jump off the top of your roof, that would be retarded. There's nothing wrong with that word. Using it to describe a person, it's developed this negative connotation, but the word itself is not bad. Look up the definition. That's another thing. A lot of people just go, oh, I don't say that. You shouldn't say that. Okay, don't. But don't tell me I can't say it. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. Just like you can. But take opportunities to teach your children when you see them in a fucked up situation, or like this Tom Segura thing. Don't let them watch it. How about that? If you don't like it, you don't fucking watch it. Who are you to tell me what my children can or can't watch? That doesn't make any sense. I don't come into your home and tell you, hey, I'm doing this on my video because it's my video and it's my opinion. But I don't come into your home and say, oh, wow, you're just fucking raising your kids all sorts of wrong. Take opportunities, which brings me to another crossover thing. And I'm going to address this issue specifically more in the next video. My granddaughter likes these videos done by a family. It's called Funnel Vision. They've actually had videos taken down, and YouTube is actually threatening to remove their entire channel. It's a family being a family. And ironically, or oddly enough, however you want to word it, there's been 3 episodes, and I've watched a lot of them because my granddaughter loves them. But as I said before, you need to watch what your kids, or in this case, my granddaughter, is watching. Take teaching opportunities. There's moments. There are 3 videos, and nobody's complained about them, where they're in other countries acting like typical American assholes. And it's not all of them, just some of the members. But if you're in a group, one person acts like an asshole, all of you are assholes. At first glimpse. But anyways, there are 3 videos. They're in other countries acting like typical rich American assholes. And I used all 3 of those opportunities to tell my granddaughter, even though she thought some of them were funny, we don't act that way. That's why people think that Americans are assholes. You go to their country and you act like you would here, or it's probably tolerated a little bit better, which is bizarre. If you're going to go to another country, you need to learn their cultures and do things their way. Be respectful to them. You're a fucking visitor. And even if it's not your intent, you represent America. So by going over there and acting like a fucking asshole, that reflects on us. But I use those moments to teach my granddaughter, we do not act that way. There is a visual representation of, and it's safe, it's on TV. Not that anybody was in danger, they were just being rich assholes. I mean, they were having fun, which, that's a location thing. If you were doing what they did at home, that's one thing. But when you're at a restaurant or a movie theater, you don't fucking do shit like that. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because that's not the point of this. But there's an episode, I've seen the episode. The father actually reviews it and shows it again. His son, who's old enough to walk, his youngest son, who's old enough to walk, is on the couch. The father is a little ways away from him. And the son dives off the couch onto the floor. He doesn't get hurt to where he's like screaming and crying or broken arm or anything like that. But parents have complained to YouTube saying that he encouraged him. He did not. Not once did he say jump. If you think that was a setup, you're a fucking retard. He didn't tell the kid to jump. Kids that age just react. And a lot of times you don't, or do things and you don't have a chance to react. The father didn't encourage it. He went and checked on him. That's another thing. The parents are going, oh, or these people that are complaining about it, they're just letting their kids run wild. And the father pointed out, this is all edited together. We don't just run one nonstop video. And a video on YouTube is not a place to discipline our children. We discipline our children. That's outstanding parenting. Why would you video you disciplining your child and put it out there for the world to see? That's so belittling to your child. That's not good. So what they're doing is fine. But you got these dipshit parents. If you don't like it, block it. My granddaughter used to like a video series with these little girls. They're wildly popular. But she started picking up the way they were playing. They played with Barbie dolls. And the Barbie dolls whined a lot. She picked that up. We quit letting her watch them. My daughter quit letting her watch them. They're blocked. She can't watch any of them. That's what good parents do. Good parents don't contact YouTube and go, oh, I don't like it, so nobody should fucking like it. Don't watch it, asshole. Don't watch me if you don't like me. Don't watch anything. We all have different tastes and things we want to see and like to see and need to see. But that's our right to see it. Just like it's a comedian's right, Tom Segura in particular, to stand on stage and say whatever the fuck he wants. The crowd was laughing. Maybe not everybody. Maybe not everybody finds it funny. But you know what? They know they're at a comedy show with a comedian making jokes. If you took your kid to see someone like him or to see any comedian without doing any kind of research, that's on you. Again, you're a fucking retard. Watch this video get reported. Not that many people watch them, but with my luck, just the right person will see it and go, oh, he said retarded several times. And he described someone exactly like me and called me retarded. So take the video down. You raise your children however you want. There are, oh, by the way, I was going to be a school teacher with special focus on special needs children. I'm really good at working with kids. I don't disrespect them. I don't hurt them. I don't put them down. I've seen good parents in Walmart smack the shit out of their kids. That's not good parenting. You're embarrassing the fuck out of your child is what you're doing. Those are probably the same people that bitch when they see a video on YouTube or see a movie on TV. You need to be listening to your kids' music, watching what they're watching, and making decisions. There's a cartoon called Franklin. It's about a little turtle. I didn't let my kids watch it because he was a fucking punk. He did shit wrong and then, oh, if he says sorry, everything's okay. No, that's not how real life works. If you think sorry makes everything better, jump off of a 10-story building and yell, "Sorry, I didn't mean to do it," on the way down. That's exactly the result. I'm not saying there's no sincere apologies, but forcing a child in school to say sorry for something that they're obviously not sorry for and making the other kid accept the apology, that's not cool. I had to reprogram a lot of shit for my kids. My kids went to public schools, and public schools, for the most part, are good. But they teach them, because they have to teach as a whole, some fucked up shit. Not everybody's a winner. Sometimes no matter how hard you try, you lose. You don't get a participation trophy, not in my house. That should encourage you to work harder. And harder doesn't always mean you're going to win, but that should still drive you to be better. Every time if I fail on stage, that just drives me to be better the next time. If I fail making a pin, that just makes me work harder to make it better. I was raised in a different era than now, and I don't understand how some people my age are such pussies, but they are. Shit, this video ran long. Anyways, you need to figure it out. You need to adjust and figure out what's right for your kids, what's going to benefit them as a whole. I told our kids, as we were raising them, we're going to raise you the correct way. If you move out of our house and turn into a piece of fucking trash, that's on you. We're giving you the tools to be right. I have 2 wonderful children. They are amazing adults, both of them. I think if I was doing it wrong, they'd both be pieces of shit. So, don't tell me how to raise my kids. And I know I am telling you, but this is in my video. I'm not coming into your home telling you, hey, you're fucking up. So, you need to keep in mind, and don't try to live, vicariously, through your children. The only grounds we set for our children is to be happy. That's it. Both of our kids excelled in school. Fantastic students, didn't get in trouble because we didn't put all that other shit on them. We didn't pick their classes. They knew what they needed to do to graduate, and they both did it. They both did good grades. They both tried different things and excelled at them. Didn't fall, they quit some of them because they didn't like the political bullshit involved in it. So, I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I am saying that you need to raise your children. I've raised my children, and now we're helping to raise our granddaughter because she spends time with us. So there's communication between us and our daughter to make sure we're all on point, and we communicate it to the grandparents or grandmothers when they're involved. This is how this works. It's plain and simple. Don't bullshit your kids. Tell them everything you can as honestly as you can. By lying to them, you teach them that you're a liar and that it's okay to lie. Plain and simple. Take a fucked up opportunity when you see it on TV or you overhear about it and use that as a teaching tool. We don't do this. They did it, or like me. That guy says fuck all the time. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean he's a bad person. It just means he has a trashy mouth and we don't talk that way. Holy shit. All right, we're coming up on 19 minutes. I know this one kind of got a little, which is why I put it off, because I kept trying to mentally, I don't write this shit down. I just tried to mentally make a little schedule in my head, and obviously that didn't work too well. But let me know what you think. Leave some comments. Click like. Subscribe. I really appreciate the 3 of you that have subscribed. I'll see you next time, and next time will be offensive, and I'm going to cover some offensive shit, some offensive situations, and what really offends me. Believe it or not, I do get offended. And the difference between you're right and what's right as far as being offended goes. Thanks for checking it out. Tell your friends. Peace.